I'm Jim Preston, and I'd like to present the Whole Enchilada to you. The Whole Enchilada is a collection of trails. I apologize for the map. It's shiny, and it's very hard to light this map, so you're getting an area that's kind of blown out, but whatever, nothing I can do about it. So let's start off here. Moab is right here, and here's how we went 28 along the Colorado River, and here's 191, which is the backbone of everything in Moab. And then what we normally do, we pick up a shuttle here, and the shuttle will take us down here and up the LaSalle Loop Road. It's kind of interesting. There's a few spots that are actually quite pretty. And then if you can get to the top of Burro Pass, if it's not closed, like before July, it's usually closed, or actually always is closed. So they take Kaiser Pass Road up, and you get dropped here, and there's like nice little forest there, and the trail out of there looks really pretty tame, but it can be challenging. So otherwise you go Warner Lake Road, and then you do this, and otherwise you go out. The shuttle can take you out here to the trailhead, and then you have Kokopelli down. So let's take a look at all of this. So let's say you go up Pirate Pass Road. I mean, this at the beginning it looks kind of easy, but then really you're climbing to 11,200 feet here, and this is a fairly infamous climb. And most likely, unless you got the lungs for it, you're going to be hiking the bike up this thing, to most of it anyway. And then you start the long, famous descent that drops down through the forest here. Now, this is higher forest, birch and so forth. And then it drops down here to Warner Lake. And from here, you have just a bit of a climb right in here. And if it's crowded, I find it a real pain in the ass. So I usually kind of hold back here until the crowd's clear and then just go for it. And you get up to a nice little pass full of birch, very pretty there. And then you make this descent. Now this is kind of a cow path through here, and it's kind of deep, somewhat rutted, baby head type rocks, a lot of bouncy stuff going on. It's not really what I came to Moab for, but there are people who love it. I think big travel bikes probably more comfortable than my 140 millimeters is on it, but it's okay. Most of this actually is not what I go to Moab for. It's just okay for me. It's wildly exciting to a whole lot of people though, and it's certainly the 33 miles from here to the river over here. It's an epic. It's quite a trail. It's physically exhausting, and if it's a hot day, this area in here, it's hot, and you better have enough water with you. And people run out of water right around in this area quite often. So be sure to have more than enough water. Otherwise, you're in trouble. So now from Kokopelli down, now this is where you get dropped off. March, April, May, so forth. Usually you can do this. Now these open and close, especially earlier in the year or later in the year, based on rain and snow. And so the shuttles just say, we're not taking you there. Instead, they will take you up Sand Flats Road, and they can sometimes get you up to UPS or LPS, one of these entrances here, and then you drop down. Or the old route, back in the day before all this was known to the modern world, there's a trail along in here with a steep climb right here, and that's the old route to do the Porcupine Rim Trail. And anyway, we've got more fun things to do now. So you drop down. This is a Jeep road, and you're dropping down 1.8 miles, a couple of miles down that Jeep road, and it's not interesting or attractive or anything at all. So they added this 6.5 mile Jimmy Keene Trail. Now I like the Jimmy Keene Trail. The problem is it isn't the kind of, it's like meadows, brushy areas, and so forth. There's not much rocks. There's no real slick rock or anything like that. And after about 3 miles of it, I was really looking for a bailout point to just like get over here to the top of UPS. This is where I really want to be. I don't care about the rest of this stuff or Jimmy Keene much. For me, the reason to go to Moab is to ride the red rocks and ride the slick rock. And that starts here. And it starts right away. So Sand Flats has a little spur coming to it here, and you can get over to that. If you want to bail out, let's say you've done this and you said, okay, I'm beat, then you can bail out here, you can bail out there, you can bail out. This is an easy bail out here, and just drop Sand Flats Road, which is fun. It's attractive down through there. It's very great, beautiful. It's interesting. You pass Slick Rock Trail over in this area. slick rock trails here. So, and there's some toilets up here if you need them. This is kind of a camping area here, so some toilets there. So UPS is where the action really gets started. And that's, to me, this is like the best part of the whole trip, and right down here also. But this is really amazing. There's some really fun technical through here. We don't have a ratings thing right here, but I would rate this intermediate to advanced with some pretty advanced parts in here. Some places are very advanced. There's a switch back here on LPS that the beginning of LPS that's it's really gnarly. I never even try to ride it. Just trying to get your bike around this thing is enough. So UPS, fantastic. There's overlooks. The big famous overlook is here. That's where everybody gets their photo taken on that rock that's sticking out over the valley. But there's other overlooks also. Some great photography looking down, far down into Castle Valley here. And there's some monument kind of buttes down in there that are fun. So LPS, I can't recommend this area enough. Really fun. Then you hit Porky. Now this is a Jeep road, and it's kind of broken up, gnarly kind of thing. There's some big ledges, and it's okay. You're dropping down ledges, and a few places you got to climb up the ledges, and it's okay. It's not really what I'm excited about here, but it works. But what happens is down in here you start getting into some slick rock. The diving board, this famous about a 5-foot drop onto a flat landing where you can break your frame in half, or your body also. But there's a good big place there where a helicopter can come in and take your broken body over to Grand Junction. So you drop down through here. Now this is nice riding. This is, I think, really very, very good driving. It's still a bit of a Jeep road, but there's still quite a bit of riding in here that's fun. And then you hit the single track, and the motos aren't allowed on here. And this is really fun. I mean, everybody will tell you, wow, this blows you away. First place, you can see the river below you, and it's a big cliff here. You're running along these cliffs and stuff. It's like awesome. And there's a lot of ledgy type terrain in here where you're going up and down these ledges, mostly dropping down these ledges to the trail just below you a bit. And it's, if it's your first time riding these kind of rocks, this is freaky. It really is. I mean, there's some freaky stuff up here also. But if you can handle some ledges that are, let's say, 5, 6, 7 inches tall, you can do most of this without any problem. There's a lot of intermediate in here. I would never take a beginner on it. Then you get down in here. There's a rock here in this canyon. Then you got to go around to the left, and then you drop into the trailhead to here, and then you just pedal back. There's a nice. They're improving the bike path along here, and there's a bike path along here, and you're back in town. So that's the whole enchilada, and hope to see you out there someday.